I'm going to tell you why so many people are killing winners, right? They're comparing data and they're picking the loser, thinking they're picking the winner, and they're not. I always use the example of David Boston and Derek Jeter because in 1995, David Boston had a higher batting average than Derek Jeter. In 96, David Boston had a higher batting average than Derek Jeter. However, when you combine the data, when you amalgamate the data, Derek Jeter had a higher batting average over those 2 years, significantly higher, so he was the better player. But if you look at the wrong sets of data, the assumption would be that David Boston was the better player. It happens in medicine all the time with treatments, urinary tract infections, gallbladder, kidney stones being the big one, okay? But I'm going to show you what I mean because this just happened at an event with a guy talking about push-ups. And let me tell you, math is a big part. Nobody ever taught us how to amalgamate data. And we also forget that it's continuum. It's ongoing, right? Like, you don't actually reset on January 1st every New Year's, right? It's still a continuum. It's still an ongoing accumulation of everything that happened before then and everything that's about to happen. So hopefully that makes sense, right? There's this continuum, like your bank account never resets. The amount of calories you've consumed never resets. It's an ongoing total rolling average. Okay, so let me show you how guilt, math, but also guilt and shame and arbitrary numbers are killing you and what to do about it. So let's say we want to get healthier and we decide that just something to get us active. Let's do 100 push-ups a day. Okay, that's mistake number one. Arbitrary number. We pulled it out of nowhere. There's no reason. We just said, I think we do 100. And sometimes you have to start with an arbitrary number, okay? So let's say 100 push-ups a day. That's how I know I'm doing good. And if I don't do 100 push-ups, I'm doing bad. That's mistake number two, morality. Morality has no place. Guilt and shame have no place in making progress. They really, really don't. Okay, so now what we've done, and this is two different scenarios here, we've decided that when we do 100 push-ups, we're good. When we don't, we're bad. That's going to create a vicious cycle of yo-yo behavior in itself. But regardless, okay, we have an arbitrary number. We've assigned a morality to it, which means guilt and shame will follow naturally. So let's take scenario one right here. Let me do it in a different color. Let's take scenario one. On day one, we do 100 push-ups. We did good. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. We did good. Look how good we are. Day 7, we said, I'm tired. I earned it. Maybe go out and drink and have fun or watch Netflix, whatever. You just don't do it. Sad face. But 6 out of 7, that's pretty good. And that's how we start doing our math. So over the week, we did 600 total push-ups. That's pretty good, right? But we think 6 out of 7 is really, really good. Now let's look at scenario 2. I did 90 on day 1. Bad, 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 bad. I did 90 every day. I failed every day. A lot of guilt goes with that, a lot of shame. Why didn't I just do 10 more, right? 640 total push-ups. So in scenario 2, we lost by every measure, okay? We had more sad faces. We didn't win at all. We had a 0% success rate. Over here, we're 6 out of 7. A lot of people operate with this as the winner. That's the winner because look how many times I wasn't guilty. Look how many times I didn't feel shame. Look how many days I won. But this person right here does 40 more push-ups per week. Now, what if that was hundreds of dollars? It's $4,000, right? What if it was tens of thousands of dollars, right? What if it was calories? What if it was amount of time spent with your children or your wife or training your dogs? Right here, most people are championing, for the less effective method. So here, over the course of a year, if you extrapolate this out, this is 2,080 more push-ups. If it was $1,000 instead of push-ups, boom, that's $20,800. It could be sales, right? I need 3 sales a day. Winner, 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 loser, 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 loser. But the total outcome, which is the whole reason we started, is greater. But this is the method we kill. I'm going to tell you why we kill this method, so you can look out for it. 1, 100 was arbitrary anyway. Made it up. Nice round number. So we shouldn't really get attached to arbitrary numbers. 2, guilt and shame told us we failed 7 times out of 7, and failure sucks. It doesn't feel good. So we don't feel as good because we don't know what to look for. We don't know how to actually deal with this amalgamation of data. But over time, almost immediately, this is the winner. That's the winner, the one that we avoid because we set arbitrary numbers and guilt, shame, and morality. Why on earth is 90 bad? Because we set an arbitrary goal. The other thing that happens when you set arbitrary goals and you reach for them, you often overcompensate with a big fat 0. You burn out, you get tired, you save your money for 6 days, and then you purge on the 7th. You eat really, really well for 10 days, and then you binge on the 11th. And what happens is even though you were good 10 out of 11, right, which sounds awesome, when you combine the data, oftentimes you're worse off. So all that to say, you need to learn how to remember what the outcome is and measure the data appropriately. The appropriate thing to do now would be to take this and repeat it, and then if you feel so inclined, maybe bump it to 92, 95, right? Based on real world behavior. So stop killing the winners. Guilt, shame, morality have no place in making progress. And arbitrary numbers are useful, but they should not, the way you feel about what you do and the decisions you make should not be based on arbitrary numbers, or you will continue to kill the winners. And when you do this in 5 aspects of your life for 52 weeks, you are significantly worse off than had you just done this consistently in those